Hello, I'm Eric Snodgrass, and thank you for watching today's midday weather outlook for the southern region brought to you by Nutrien Ag Solutions. Well, yesterday on Thursday, in the middle of the day, we had released the latest U.S. drought monitor, and I want to take a look across much of the southern region to see where we've continued to see drought develop, at least over the last month. So we can currently see here where we have spotty drought in the southeast, and of course more widespread drought in parts of Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas, where we have seen, really a lack of rainfall, a complete lack of rainfall in some locations for over 45 days. We also see that in parts of the desert southwest, the lack of good strong monsoonal flow here has kept things quite dry. Maybe an easier way to see that change is by looking at this map. This is showing the drought monitor class change over the last month. And wherever you start to see these colors right in through here, we're looking at a degradation of drought. So you can see several locations there in Texas changing 1, 2, 3 separate classes. And over the southeast, while we've had some improvement in some locations, others have been getting drier. And that's kind of been the problem we've had over the southeast. It's been a lot of hit or miss showers and thunderstorms. Now, recently, some of the big thunderstorm activity happened up in parts of the mid-Atlantic. So we're here in North Carolina, Virginia, Maryland, West Virginia. You can see the storms from yesterday afternoon, some of them quite powerful, moving across this region here. I saw dozens of reports of severe winds, including this one video here taken in parts of Maryland. Now, this was tweeted out by Weather Nation. They're a great follow if you get a chance to follow them on Twitter. But again, we can kind of see here some of the severe winds picking up this canopy here and tossing it. You know, it's impressive to see that, but those large things are usually pretty easily picked up by wind, I think, as a lot of us know. But still, quite a bit of damage done by some of these storms. Now, I think what a lot of folks in parts of the southeast would be like a weak tropical depression just to come over and sit for a couple of days and give them the rain they need, as long as it doesn't impact, anything we're doing in the fields. It'd be great to have some of that rain to bring our soil moisture up. And right now, when we look out over the next 5 days, the National Hurricane Center is just keeping a very close eye. We kind of talked about this a lot this week in our weather videos about these storms, these tropical thunderstorms that were forming here over the Bahamas. They've now increased the probability of this becoming a tropical system over the coming days. And the big question we have is, how close to the coastline will it be? You can see that outside of that, they're not watching for any other tropical development, although we will be talking about the pulse of tropical moisture that will be coming especially into this region over the coming days here. Let's take a look at what the probability of that particular system becoming a tropical depression will be. We can see that it's almost a certainty that it will be becoming a tropical depression according to the European model. And there's some indications, you're going to see this in a few minutes, that this may have enough time and certainly be able to draw on enough of the warm water there and the low wind shear environment to possibly become something even more than that, maybe tropical storm. And some folks are even talking about maybe strengthening to hurricane status. But certainly, like Chantal, which is a system that we saw out there in the open Atlantic, staying away from the U.S. coast. We are watching. Remember, this is the time of year that we have to keep a close eye out on what's happening here in the main development region. So becoming more active off of the west coast of Africa. And you do see another area right in through here that we're going to keep our eye on here as we watch over the weekend what the tropics are doing. Now, I told you the ocean waters are in great shape. Now, this map is made in Celsius, and that's because a lot of us, when we were trained in atmospheric sciences, the research early, throughout the mid 20th century, we were talking a lot about measuring ocean temperatures, and we did a lot of this work in Celsius. And so the number we're all trained on is 26, okay? 26 degrees Celsius, anything warmer than that, and we've got plenty of ocean energy to make hurricanes. And you can see that parts of the Gulf of Mexico are bathwater, and where that particular system is forming right in through here, it's going to be moving into some extremely warm water over the Gulf Stream there. So this is important to know that we've got plenty of warm water in place. Now, over the next 5 days, we can see where the European model is keeping that system, certainly off the coast. And it may be bringing in some rough seas here and maybe some coastal showers and thunderstorms. And honestly, this corridor I just circled here from Georgia through South Carolina into that part of North Carolina could use the rain. But the main driver for the rain across much of the southern region is going to be this frontal boundary that's lingering right in through here. And we've been talking about it all week. It's going to interact with some moisture coming up out of the Bay of Campeche. That's going to be hitting this area right down here, right along the Louisiana coast, and that's an area that's seen a lot of rain recently. But just getting you out through Monday morning, we can see a lot of regions here picking up at least another inch of rainfall, at least if you are east of Texas. And then right here where that boundary continues to linger, boy, parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Missouri, getting back into Kansas can really pick up some additional rainfall out of this system. region. What do we not see? We certainly don't see a big pulse of moisture coming up in the monsoon here. And certainly Texas is going to be hit or miss scattered showers and thunderstorms. So what will we be adding that to? Well, this is the last 48 hours of accumulated precip. I know some folks here in Oklahoma were quite upset last night watching the radar, seeing some of these storms miss some of the drier pockets in Oklahoma. But that was the kind of hit or miss scattered nature of these storms. But you can almost see where the front is. You can see it clearing off on the backside of this. And the bigger questions we're going to try to answer is, where's the precip going in the near term? Also, when are we going to get some cooler weather into the southern region here? Well, this will be our main story. What you're looking at here is kind of a snapshot starting off early Friday morning of where we have our high moisture content air and where our low moisture content air is. And what I want you to know is those blues mean cooler, drier air. But as we see here, we're going to be watching, for our moisture to really be moving. Check it out. If I pause it right there and take you back, watch this. So you can see that first frontal boundary. It just kind of lingers in this area. So this is the high humidity air on which we're going to continue to see throughout the weekend and into early next week, where our major thunderstorms are going to be in the southern region. We can see here's the pulse of moisture that came out of the Bay of Campeche over the weekend, getting up into Louisiana. And here's the big pulse of moisture with that tropical system that will be staying off the coast. Now, as we continue, we see Monday into Tuesday. This will be when we're going to start to watch. After the 27th, if you're wanting some drier air to get down to the southern region, ready? After the 27th, when this deeper trough develops, check it out, 28th, 29th of the month, there it is. It finally looks as though it might get all the way down into the southern region here, which would be quite nice, some reprieve from some of the heat we've had so far this year. Now there it is. Let's see here if that shows up well in our precipitation forecasts. Again, today we're going to be watching this corridor for more showers and storms. That's the area that just got hit. And because of the position of that boundary sitting right in through there, we're also going to be watching parts of the high plains. But much of the southern region, just a lot of hit or miss scattered showers and storms. Starting off at Friday morning, this is 6 a.m. Let's just play out what our high resolution NAM model is picking up on here. And again, if we had to kind of pick out an area that has the best chance for some severe weather, watch it again. I'm going to start off here, and then I want you to see what comes out of this corridor here in the next few slides. So this again, starting at Friday early in the morning. So you can see the widely scattered showers and storms across parts of the Carolinas. But then if I step you back there, let's get right in through here, right where that arrow is. You see coming out of Colorado into Kansas, Oklahoma. Late tonight in the overnight hours, we need to be on the lookout for a potential squall line developing there in the panhandles moving over into parts of Oklahoma. In addition to that, it's just going to be widely scattered showers and storms sitting here on that boundary where the drier air is certainly to our north, but that moist axis stays down here. So that's your short-term forecast on rainfall. Starting you off again, Friday evening, you can see the high pressure in place. Let's just play this one out and kind of take a look at what we should expect throughout the weekend. So Friday into Saturday and Sunday, you can just see all of it's going to be a run around the edge of that boundary. Now watch the development of this system off of the coast here, because as we continue to play this forward, some indications as it moves out to open ocean by Monday, Tuesday, are that this could be quite strong. We do get a bit of a pattern change by the time we get into Monday, Tuesday, and that is because this upper level trough digs into parts of the Canadian prairies and gives us a strong low pressure system moving out of Manitoba into Ontario. And as it does so, what it does is it brings in a front. That front may extend all the way down here into the mid-south, getting into the lower Mississippi River Valley. And then watch this. This is the 28th. This is when we bring in the big area of high pressure. See it there? This is almost a week from now. Big dome of high pressure, clearing things out, bringing in some drier weather. And that's got a lot of folks excited about what we're seeing there. So that's getting you all the way to next Saturday, the 31st. I'm going to show you one thing, and I don't want you to read too much into this. The latest European model by September 1st is trying to do something in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, we would expect the models to be doing this, to be cranking out systems in the long term, just given how warm it is in the Gulf of Mexico. So anything could trigger the development of a tropical cyclone. I just want you to see that the latest European model wants to do something as we get into the very beginning of September coming out of the Gulf of Mexico. All right, keep a close eye on it with me throughout the next week to see if that really is going to materialize. So just putting it all together, how much rain are we expecting through next Friday? Well, this is our map here. We can see that due to the widely scattered showers and storms in through this corridor, maybe picking up an inch and a half of rainfall overall, with the heaviest corridor stretching right in through here where that frontal boundary tends to linger. All right. Okay, what's got us set up for that cooler weather? Well, take a look at this. This is valid on the 27th of the month. This is the deeper trough that might finally be bringing in some some cooler weather and drier weather as the heat builds back out to the west. Take a look at it. This is our high temperatures compared to normal over the next 7 days. So as we click play on this one, we can see that Friday's departures, we're still warmer than average by 4 or 5 degrees over parts of the southeast. A lot of cloud cover over Louisiana. That's the cooler pattern there. Texas, we still hang on to that warmer bias. But if we get into the weekend, this is now Saturday's departures from normal. Sunday, boy, the heat stays on in Texas this weekend. Monday, now this is the 27th. Watch this, ready? 28th. 29th, there it comes. That's the cool pulse of air that is on its way into parts of the southern region. And it looks as though it'll finally be getting here once we get out past the next 6 or 7 days. So over the next 5 days, we can kind of just split it right there. The heat stays on over the desert southwest and Texas. Some cooler weather begins to arrive. But days 5 through 10, take a look at it over here. That's when that pulse of cooler air finally makes it down. It's going to feel more like normal, or even at times, maybe even like some early fall weather for parts of the southern region while the heat builds out west. And this is looking out through days 10 through 15. So I've now got you out to the beginning of September. We really see a lot of our heat hanging on in the western part of the United States here. And to finish this up, I'm going to show you one thing I'll be watching very closely over the weekend. This is an animation taking you all the way out through the next 6 weeks. We're watching a sliding 7-day window of temperature anomalies. And what I want you to notice in this animation is that we don't see a recovery as we go all the way out to the beginning of October, forecast here by the European model, bringing in some long-term sustained heat through much of the eastern 2/3 of the United States. Now, this doesn't mean it won't be warm. This just simply means the model right now is not picking up on any clues to be bringing in sustained above average temperatures, and in fact in some places sustained slightly cooler than average weather is on tap here as we progress through the next 6 weeks. So this is brand new, just came out last night, and I'll be watching this and trying to understand if this pattern is really in the cards over the weekend. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up right there and wish you all a great weekend. We at Nutrien Ag Solutions hope you tune back in next week for all of our content coming out at my.nutrienagsolutions.com. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.